Hey y'all, back again for another video here, doing a stream. I just kind of wanted to touch on a few basics here, because, you know, there's a lot of videos out there where people will, do the work for you, show you how the work is done, and tell you how it works, but they really won't touch on anything very important, such as uh, the maintenance of it, the repairs. How do you go about it? How do you go about uh, actually doing it? Well, the very first step is your actual uh, manual. Your manual is your key. This manual here is the key to everything. Uh, you have your all your information, your emergency information, customer service numbers, but most of all, it has the operation information for you. Uh, th- this this particular generator that I have, that I traded the quad for, uh, it didn't come with a manual, so I got the actual part number, the model number off the generator, and I got the operator's manual. Now, I laminated it double-sided. That way, it's just like a book. First page, second page, first page, second. Just how it is. Now, when you break it down to operation, the key to operating a generator or a gas-powered weed whacker, lawnmower, anything that is engine driven. Operations, you should be checking everything before you even get to work. Just you could run and do a job, do something like, say you spend a weekend mowing your lawn. At the end of the time, yeah, you're tired, you want to go inside and rest. Get yourself some tea, find yourself a shaded part of your yard, go in your garage, something. Uh, Clean it up, clean the machine, wipe it down, get the debris off of it. Uh, let it cool off before you put it away, and then check your oil. Undo the spark plug, check the spark plug, make sure that it's okay condition. Don't just run the machine until the end and then put it away. And just like that, the next time that you go through, before you even start it up, check your spark plug. Brush it off with a wire brush, spray it with some carb cleaner. Open up your air cleaner, get any kind of debris out of it. Pull your oil cap, check your oil levels. Before you even start anything, you should be checking these things. Even on a car, every 10 trips that I make to go anywhere, I'll check my oil level, I'll check my transmission fluids, I'll check my radiator fluids, I'll check the washer fluids, I'll check all my fluids before I go anywhere after like 10 trips, just to make sure. Because, you say, like, my sister was moving, she was leaving it was, what was that? That was the Army base in Texas. She was leaving there, moving. We got, it's like 20 miles into our trip, and then the vehicle just stopped working. Couldn't get it to start. We were on the side of a highway, popped the hood, and the wire that goes from the battery to the alternator was fried. It had come loose because it was that uh, lead based end, and it heated up so much that that wire just melted right out. Well, if we had checked it before we had left, I would have known that I had to cut that off, put a new fitting on there, and it would have been good to go. I mean, it is in the operation manual. It tells you everything here. Uh, you know, before operating, check your oil, maintenance and storage. Make sure the oil level is correct. Check your drain bolt to see if it's tight, so you don't lose oil or oil slowly leaks out as it's stored. It says here to maintain make sure that the spark plug has a gap that is maintained between 0.7 and 0.8 millimeters at all times. Air filter, remove the snap-on cover, remove the foam element, wash in liquid detergent and water, squeeze thoroughly dry into a clean cloth, saturate in clean engine oil. The filter for this is an oiled filter. It is imperative that you pay attention to these things. I know several people that will run these generators with a dry filter. The whole reason why the oil is there is to lubricate the carburetor and the head. Yes, the engine has oil in it on the back side. That is how the piston gets lubricated. But you also have particles of oil that go into the carburetor for your air flaps. All your flaps have to have some kind of oil lubrication in there. And, turning it on every time and just doing a dot of oil in there would be time consuming. Soak the filter in the oil, proper oil. I use the K&N filter oil. It's just a spray on. You spray it on, and you're good to go. That is the proper stuff that you have to go through. I mean, this is a 36-page book. Tells you troubleshooting in issues like that. And that's just on this. I have all my vehicle manuals. I have all my vehicle Haynes books. It's Haynes and what is the other one? I can't remember. I can't remember the other name of the other book, but they tell you how to fix the machines, how to take them apart, how to maintain them, how to keep them in proper working order. People get these devices, they get these tools, and they literally just run them into the ground, and then they go, I got to take it to a machine shop to get it fixed because something's wrong with it. Well, if you follow the manuals, how they're supposed to be run, you don't need that technician. You don't need to pay that extra fee. I mean, you're going to pay somebody $250 to diagnose something, repair something, when $10 in PMCS would save you from having. It's the downtime. In the military, PMCS is pre-maintenance checks and services. Before you do any kind of maintenance on something, you check it and service it. All military vehicles are checked and serviced before they are used, and then after they are used, you check and service them again. And then when it comes down to actual sending it to the maintenance yard, their job is to replace parts that cannot be serviced, cannot be maintained anymore. Now, the reason why I'm on this page is basically uh, to show generator stuff. This is who I go through for my generator parts. You've got Briggs & Stratton, Champion, Generac, Hot Start, Kohler, Winco. You've got a ton of stuff. You've got accessories and tools, manuals, all kinds of stuff. I mean, they literally sell keys. You can get new engines, all kinds of stuff. I mean, yeah, this is what you're paying if you don't pay attention. $1,613.18 to replace a small engine. And it, yeah. Let's see. It's a 49cc. Yeah, 49cc engine. And it is it's interesting because the device that this would go on probably costs about $200 more. I mean, that is a hard hit. Go through Champion here real quick because this is one of the devices that I have. This is the one that I just rebuilt and fixed up. Yeah. Champion washer, 95 cents. You can get it through here, or you could probably get it through Hillman at any Ace Hardware. But, you know, drain bolt washer. Champion tool rotor removal, $5. $5. That's pretty damn good. Champion AVR. This I might get one of these just to keep it as a spare, just in case, because it's good to have spare parts, especially if they're good parts, new parts. That way, something happens. If you have the money to get, spare parts that are possible things that could go bad, get them, keep them in the shed, keep them stored, and then 10 years down the road, if something's wrong, replace the part, and you got another 10 years. I mean, these generators, if you properly maintain them, you can get 20 years out of them. Easy. I mean, hell, military generators. You can buy used military generators that they're 30, 40 years old, but they run like they're brand new because they're maintained. In the engine bays, it's pretty interesting because see, we had normal week was like 20 generators from all over. We had generators come in from the Middle East, Iraq. There's a forward operating base called New York. That was, oh hell, I can't even remember what the hell that was. But we had stuff come in there, and it's the shipping label says from New York, and it's like the machines, they're filled with sand and dirt and grime, and you clean them off, get everything fixed up, and then you just tear into it, pulling bugs and junk out of there, get all the electrical cleaned up, engines cleaned up, just doing what you can to get it working again. And once you have everything fixed and working again, you contact your higher up, fill out the paperwork, it goes back into service and gets shipped back over. Some stuff can be fixed, over there while in that condition, and that's cool. That's fine. But other stuff is, just it's too bad. It's too bad to be fixed, you know, in a tent. You have to bring it stateside, have it refurbished, rebuilt, and so on. Some stuff is, you once you have X amount of money into a machine, the military says it's done, it works, put some parts in it to get it working, we'll throw it into the public auction. Some things are just completely shot, and then they sell it off in auction as a parts machine or whatever. But, I mean, you go through here and you have all kinds of parts. Everything that you can think of, they have it. It is here. You can replace any part on pretty much any generator, and you'll be fine. Now, when it comes to gaskets for the Champion generator, there's two different kinds. What I'm showing you here is the semi-proper kind for mine. Now, take note real quick. This hole and this hole. These two holes are different sizes. This is the bottom of the head. That is the top of the head. And what I mean is, this big box here, that is where your two rods sit for your rockers. That's your intake and exhaust. They sit in this big box. The reason why these holes are bigger is because these are your keyways. Your keyway is so you don't put your head on upside down, and it also keeps it from shifting a fraction of an inch, because the bolt holes on it, they're like 1/32 of an inch, and even that minor shift could throw the whole engine off and cause damage. So they put these round shims in there that go around the bolts, and they are press fit. I mean, you have to press it on, and it takes that 1/32 to a 1/1000th of an inch, so it can't shift. Now, you can buy new gaskets on Amazon, but these holes, the big holes, are up here, and that's wrong. That's what you have to watch out for, especially on the 439s. The 439s, if the big hole is up here, it's the wrong gasket. Completely wrong. You have to make sure you check these holes, because it will screw you over. I wonder if they have the other kind on here. Let's see. Oh, and these gaskets. This one is the inside. This one is the outside, and then there is a third one, which is the inside of the inside. I think it's that one. Don't quote me on that. This one here. I think this one. Nope, this one is. This one's the same, but for a larger engine, because there is the 250, and then there's the 300 and 400 series. Similar. Yeah, they might have it as a no image. Oh, see, here's another one. Here's another one that is that is interesting. Okay, so where am I? See the big hole? The big hole's over here, but there's a little hole over here. This one, it's the same gasket, but the holes are different. Big hole, little hole, big hole, little hole. So they're kitty corner. Little, little, big, big. Same gasket design, but the holes are different. I mean, it would fit. It would fit, technically. But your holes wouldn't work properly. Yeah. I guess the best one would be to find it on the Amazon. Let's see. Amazon. Go look at my orders list here. There it is. Yeah. So this is the one that I had previously purchased. And as you see, big hole on top, little hole on bottom. This was backwards. Everything fit except for these holes. So that threw me off. I didn't pay attention. That was my fault. That was me being a dumbass. I mean, yeah. I had been up for too long, too frustrated, and got the wrong one. And this is literally just a piece of stamped steel. It's about as thick as a business card, but it has these stamped ridges. And after I said, you know what, I'm not gonna spend 2 weeks waiting for another one. So I measured this, and I stamped out these holes bigger to fit it, stuck it in, and it works. Does work, but it's not technically the right part. This ring in the middle here, it rides in a groove in the head, so it's not going to shift on me. And I tightened it down pretty much as best as it could go. I torqued it down to the proper settings. Let's see. Yeah, here's the 3 gaskets right here. You've got these 2 and this one. These all go for the carburetor. This is the exhaust gasket. This is the overhead valve gasket. Then you have these 2 round rubber rings. This is for your piston seal. This goes where your crank bar is. That's inside. And then you have the full engine gasket. That is that is a complete kit. This says that it well, until they updated the system, because I had filed a complaint because it said up here, and when you did that contact thing through let's see, where is that thing? It's the right here. Report an issue with the product or seller. I reported the issue because down here, when you ask the question, I asked if it fit the Champion 439. It said yes, it works for it. And the item description, yeah, here, this item description, it says fit for Honda and clone GX 390, 420, 389, etc. It said in there between the 420 and the 389, it said 439. So that's why I bought it. But they apparently changed that, so that's a good thing. still kind of pissy that it wasn't the right one, but all the other gaskets, every other gasket on here pretty much works except for the exhaust gasket. The exhaust gasket here, this gasket, this center hole is the right size. The distance between the pins here and the hole, if this hole was, moved over, what is it, a 32nd of an inch on either side, and moved them in, then this would work. But it won't, because the holes are too far apart. So you just got you got to watch out, because some parts say that they are for it, but they aren't. The best bet, your best bet, is to go through something like this, which is the proper stuff. All these things run off of the part numbers. And the part numbers are listed. See? You pull up that part number, you get the right part. And if you don't know what part number to look for, it's in the image. This tells you where the part is, what it looks like, and the number to look for. You pull that up, you pull it up, you get the part, you look up that part number, you look it up in here, and you're good to go. It's really it really is that simple. Like, let's see. See if I can find something real quick for you. Say. Let's see. See if we can find something. 46.1000001.07. That is the proper gasket. That is the proper gasket for this machine. How hard is that? I mean, you really can't argue with that. And then, Champion spark plugs. This machine uses the, what was it? The J6. I think it was J6. Let's see, notes. It's in here somewhere. There's a list of parts. Engine oil is 5W30. Also recommends 5W30 for cold ambience, and then for warmer climates, 10W30. Spark plugs. Oh, not there. Twist locks. Bet you anything that I bet you anything that I already passed it twice now or something. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's... Man, I know, I just read it. I just read it. No, I bet you that I read it when I was in here. Doodly doodly doot doot. Where are you? 57. Yeah, F6 RTC. So F6 RTC for the proper one. Yeah, that's the proper one, and then they have same exact model, spark plug, F6 RTC. This goes by your part number. They're all the same spark plug, but going by the part number. So let's see, 215002, 215000. Excuse me. Yeah. So there is two different types for different vehicles or engines. You have the FTC or F6 RTC 215002, and then you have the same thing, but it's 30010 Z010110 and quad 0. And it's like that is how specific this is. You have two different spark plugs, but they are the exact same make and model, but under different SKUs. Exact same spark plug, save $2. Let's see. Accessories and tools. Generator covers, which I want to get one of those rain covers because I want to get a rain cover where I can run the machine. Wonder if this will fit. I don't know. Up to 70 mile an hour wind. Hurricane force precipitation 12 inches an hour. 18-inch snow load or 55 pounds. Flame retardant. Waterproof dual vinyl. Let's see. What does it fit, you butthead? Okay, it fits the 1200. This model is for open frame generators 3 kW to 13 kW. Okay, so what it is these little brackets. You mount them to the frame of the machine, and then the little arm deals attached to it. But from what I'm seeing here, the round part of the frame here, this arm is round here, and then this mounts to a square tube. So my best guess is the round frame of the generator that I have will just have this clamped to the round tube frame, And if it is a square tube frame, you screw the bracket to it. But this is the type of thing that I want to get for mine. That way it's covered and, rain doesn't get on it. But I also I'm also wanting to, build up a welding truck so it's on the welding truck. And what I'm thinking is, with a welding truck, I'll have a top about 10 inches or so above it, and I'll have fans, like solar fans, put in there, so they're always blowing air in there, getting the good air in and blowing the bad air exhaust out. But that's just spitballing ideas. Generator manuals are always good to get. I mean, you spend, $10, $50 on a repair manual, and it could literally save you thousands. It really could. Load sheds, generator keys, key fobs, auto starts, which, since both of mine have key starts, if I have it in the on position, if I put it in the on position, I might be able to put a remote start on them. Ooh, that'd be fancy. It really would. Thermostats, parts and power equipment, pressure washers, transfer switches. You can actually buy generators. And yeah, I mean, 8,000 to 10,000 in generators. When you see a generator and it says, it's a 10,000 watt generator, it means that it's 10,000 peak. That, when you turn something on, like your blender, it has that initial surge of power that it takes. That's what it means for that surge power. It doesn't mean that your generator can withstand that much at all times. It's just a momentary surge. Winco, see what they got for Winco parts. Got tons and tons of pieces and parts. Onan generators. Onan generators are widely used in RVs and campers. But I mean, there are so many different makes and models out there that you really have to look at it and make sure that it's what you need, because you could get inverter generators, you can get standard generators, you can get generator combos. There is a generator pressure washer and welder combo. There are generator, air compressor, welder combos. They're getting ridiculous with them. What I'd like to get is, a 210 or 225 welder that also has air compressor built into it, because then I'll have the generator welder and the air compressor, so I'd be able to do multiple things, like run a die grinder, stuff like that. And I mean, it's just nitpicking, because a one and done machine would cost a lot of money. It really would. Chainsaws, generator parts, log splitter parts, pressure washer parts, tillers. I mean, they got tons of stuff. And look at all the stuff that they have parts for. It's just Champion wheels. I think the wheels that are on it are these ones. I think. I mean, I don't 9.5. But I want to say it's a 9.5. But then again, I don't know. Oh, I thought it was an 8, but it might be a 9.5. I don't know. But that's what the manual's for. That's what the book's for. The wheels on it are fine and dandy. It's just minor. It's just, I like my generators to be taller so that I can actually, because I hate how short they make generators. They're really short little bastards, and when you're picking something up or wheeling something around and it's 8 inches below your hips, and that, I mean, if you go any higher it tips backwards or whatever. It's annoying. It really is. I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I'm 6'2", and they act like these things are made for people that are like 5'5" to 5'8". It give me much taller wheels and much taller front legs, so that one. I mean, these things are supposed to be made for wheeling around off the beaten path, but they have little shopping cart wheels on them, and you can't take them through dirt or anything like that because they sink in the dirt, and then you're just dragging 250 pounds of steel through the dirt. I've got dirt lot next door. I literally have to build a walking path just to put my stuff in the shed. I mean, granted, I could technically do that and not feel bad, but I don't want to. I really don't. I really don't want to spend a couple $100 to build a little walking path so that I'm not dragging it through the dirt when they could just, like my welder, I put taller wheels on it and taller legs on it, and I can wheel it in and out of there no issue. But I mean, that, and stop making things out of plastic. Stop making plastic rims and stuff. Steel rims are the way to go. These steel rims up here, that's where the money is. You give me a steel rim like this, instead of a 3 or 4 inch wide wheel. Give me a 2 to 2.5 inch wide wheel, and make it a 14 or 15 inch wheel. That way you have that ground clearance, and instead of putting the wheel lug, like these wheel lugs on the generator are actually above the frame or inside the frame, swing them down under the frame so that you get that extra 3 inches of clearance. I mean, that's a big annoyance for me. Then they go, well, it's designed that way so that if you don't have the wheels on it, it sits flat. It's like, okay, here's the thing. The whole front leg system, you unbolt it from inside under it. You could do the same thing, have a solid axle underneath for the wheels, and then when you unbolt it, those wheels come off. That way, if somebody felt inclined to, they could put like a 4-inch spacer in there, and then the wheels are down lower, the machine sits up higher, and it rolls easier. I mean, it simple math, people. It really does make a difference. But I mean, Genesis Parts DIY. It's genesisparts.com. This is where I go for my generator equipment. If I need, parts and stuff, it's usually Rock Auto. If I need it right away, I steer clear of AutoZone here, and I go for O'Reilly, because okay, AutoZone here, completely absurd prices. The Jeep's coil, AutoZone, it was like $75. O'Reilly's, it was $16. I mean, the truck, when I got the distributor through O'Reilly's was like $54, and through AutoZone it was like $300. It's really, really bad. And all those blown up prices, that right there tells me exactly what I need to know about their business. And knowing that they had all those high prices, and now they've expanded their building to 3 times its original size. They expanded it, made the parking lot huge, and it's like, yeah, you did that because your prices are so damn expensive, and people are like, well, I just got to go through AutoZone because that's who I like. I don't like any of them. They're all overpriced and stuff. It's like I go to Rock Auto. Some of the stuff on Rock Auto, I'm saving hundreds of dollars. It was see the oh, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull that up right now. Rock Auto off my screen. Now we'll do the Jeep. Let's see. 94 Wrangler L6 fuel, right? Fuel injectors. AutoZone. Fuck off. Hey, look. It finally pulling up fueler gauges from my previous search. So we got, fuel injectors, and let's see. Let me bite you. 94 Jeep Wrangler 6-cylinder. Let's see what we got. Yeah. We've got 2 choices. Let's see. You get 1 injector, 1 single injector. $52 plus a $12 core deposit, or $55. They've got parts here. The blue is new. The orange is remanufactured. So the new standard motor is 55. The next one is still standard motor, but a different part number. That is 45. You can get Ultra Power, which is a multi-port injector. Instead of just one spray, it has multiple sprays, so you get better atomization. That is $27. Or you can go with the lowest model for $25. I mean, you're saving 50% by going through Rock Auto. Yeah, you're going to be paying shipping on it. With shipping, you're probably going to be looking at maybe $30, but on a 6-cylinder, you're talking over $300, or 170, 180. I mean, saving $180, is that worth waiting a week? Seriously, would you rather have a part right now paying twice as much, or would you rather, wait a week and save that money? I mean, that's a week's worth of groceries. That's a week's worth of groceries. And I mean, hell, even if you only need one, you're still saving more. There's no real comparison. Let's see. O'Reilly. Let's see what we got. Let's check O'Reilly's real quick. $94. S. Yeah. No. SE. Yeah. L6. And they only have again, here you go again, 55 or 45, but a $40 core. So you're going to be spending either 55 or 85. Yeah. That is bogus. That is kiss my ass. That really is. Let's do check fuel pump real quick. Fuel pump. While that one loads, we'll go up here. Fuel pump. And we'll go back to here. So they have economy, red is high performance, and blue is daily driver. Let's go to AutoZone. Just the pump that's inside the machine, 100, 55, 55, 150, 124. O'Reilly's 150, 68, 45. 375, 130. And let's go to daily drivers. Let's see. We've got the highest price is $78.79 for the Denso 9510008. That's this part. That is the highest price one, and it's $79. And if it's a daily driver, go with, something simple as this. Exact same device, exact same everything, just different manufacturer. It's $25. $25. Uh, uh, this is the high output, high performance device. It is $22, but requires a strainer to validate the warranty. And the strainer, let's see what we got here. Includes strainer, fuel pump strainer. You're looking at $1.19. $1.19 for the strainer. I mean, you spend $23, get the high performance part with warranty, or spend $55 for something that, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get it today. You can get it today for twice as much. Get it today for twice as much. See, I mean, to me, there is no real comparison. I mean, it really isn't a comparison. Would you rather save the money and do it right, or, pay out the nose and suffer? I mean, this is why I get manuals. I check, I price match, even across Amazon. You can get the parts across Amazon, and as long as you know the part numbers and model numbers and all that stuff, you can get the right parts. But I mean, it drives me nuts when a lot of these parts that you see here are the same parts that you see here. The issue is these are corporate markups. That's your corporate markup. You're paying for the O'Reilly service. They get the part for $21. They charge you $50 for it. That way they can buy 2 more, and then they sell those 2 more and buy 2 more, and they pocket the remaining balance. It's just how it is. But I mean, hey, you want to spend your money, spend it wisely. But if you're going to be working on anything, you work on anything, get the manuals, get the parts that the manual says to get. If you pull a part out and you can see a part number, do the research on that part number, find the exact replacement part, find the next part. Like, some of the parts were replaced by other parts or different manufacturers later on. Find that next part. If it is something inexpensive, like spark plugs, oil filters, oil itself, generator requires 1.2 quarts of oil. Get yourself a 5 quart, save the remaining oil for your 500 hour, 200 hour, 100 hour checkups. Change oil, run the machine. Like this generator that I got, I'm going to be running it. I'm going to be testing it with my welder, and then after I test it with the welder, I'm going to drain the oil and put new oil in it, because this will be the first time running it under load with the new oil and the new head gasket and all the replacement parts on it. So I want to clear out any kind of gunk that may have been in there since it sat for a year. So that's where that is. But again, you know, this is what it is. Get yourself the manual, get yourself the parts that are in the manual, and before starting the machine, check your levels, check your fluid, check your fuel. If you have a fuel filter, like an inline fuel filter, check your filter for debris that may be in there. Let's see. Check your carburetor for leaks. Check your bowl for drips and drains. Check your exhaust. Check everything for blocked airflow. And once you've checked it and made sure that it's good, start it up. I have one of those voltmeters. You plug it in, it tells you if your machine is making power, what the voltage is. If you plug something into that, it tells you how much wattage it is drawing as it runs. Get one of those. That way you can, make sure that your generator is working properly to that effect, and just go from there. Once you do that pre-check and then operate it, let it sit out, let the engine cool off in the ambient temperature, get to ambient temperature again, and then you stow it. I know several people that had run machines. They put them away right after using them, and things went south. Up in Wisconsin, a friend of mine, he had a Briggs & Stratton push mower, mowed his entire property. He had a 3/4 acre yard. I mean, massive yard, just big, huge yard. Mowed the entire thing with a push mower. I mean, it was a big enough yard where he had to refill on gas halfway through. Refilled, mowed the rest of it. As soon as he was finished, he went, put the lawnmower in the shed, and where he put it in the shed was next to those folding camping chairs with the carry bag, and the carry bag strap was kind of like on the engine. That melted, which caused the chair to fall over on it, the heat from that was enough to create a smolder off of the exhaust, which burned down his shed. I mean, it was just a small shed. I think it was like a 5x6 shed, just a wooden shed. Good thing. I mean, it was like 60 feet from his house, down the hill, about halfway. That way, fumes and all the junk and all the equipment was out there in the yard, but it burned down his shed because he didn't let it cool off before putting it away. Any engine that you use, don't immediately put it in a shed, especially if it's an open air engine. Power washers that use gas engines, if it's an open engine machine where it's literally an engine sitting on top of a frame cart, don't put it away right away, because the heat from it, you have to let it cool, let it get to ambient temperature before you put it away. That is for safety. And another thing is the engine's hot. There's exhaust fumes that are still in the exhaust itself. There are gas vapors from the temperature of it heating up the gas tank. So you have all these fumes and crap, and if you put it right back in the shed, that leaches into everything in the shed. any kind of materials that are there, like, uh, bags that are holding football equipment, soccer equipment, uh, tents. The countless times I've seen people or been out camping with people where their camping equipment is kept in the garage, and they'll have it right next to like the exhaust. Like they'll have it on a shelf, and that's where the exhaust, like they back their car in, and their exhaust is just blowing on it. And then we get out to the campsites and stuff. They pull everything out and they set it all up, and then they get inside the tent, and it's like it smells like pure car exhaust. So all day long they have to let the damn thing air out because sleeping in it is toxic. I mean, you really have to make sure with these things. You got to be on it. Let it air out first. And stop running vehicles in a garage. Just don't do it. If you're going to warm up your car, pull it out into the driveway and warm it up there, and always stay with it. Don't warm it up and then go and make coffee or breakfast or take a shower. Don't do that. Start your car, let it warm up for maybe 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's all you got to do. Sit outside 3 minutes, turn it off, go back inside. The next time you come out to do whatever you need to do, it is only a few degrees cooler. Boom. You're good to go. But, I mean, I can't stress it enough, people. Proper maintenance, proper repairs. Don't just, treat any engine, as if the whole thing is replaceable at any given time. You spent $600 on a generator. Treat it like you spent $60,000. You want to make it last. You want to make that machine outlive you. I mean, I've got machines, I've got equipment here that is, 15, 20 years old. I mean, hell, my laptop is years and years old, but it still runs as good as this computer, just not graphic-wise. I've got cameras. We got a camera in my toolbox. It's in my toolbox. It is a digital camera from 2008. I think it's 2008. That thing still works. It's still a damn good camera. It is a digital camera. It does video. I think the max on it is 720, but it's a damn good camera. I mean, I keep it as a backup for when I do like paranormal investigations and stuff, because you never know, when you got to bust out some old technology and snap off a few pictures. You never know. It's like, it still works great because I take care of it. And the funny thing is I take care of it, and it's in a toolbox next to wrenches. I mean, I know people that have stuff, in like their rooms or on their desks that are completely mangled because they don't know how to take care of it. But it is what it is, people. Get yourself manuals, get yourself the proper equipment, look into stuff, and just maintain your stuff, man. Just maintain it. But I'll talk at you guys later. I've been here long enough. You're tired of seeing me, and I need to pee. So, just telling you how it is. But see you guys later.